Update 1.04 did a decent job at nerfing some of the most top tier characters in the game, such as Dragonov, Azucena, and Feng to some extent, while buffing the lesser used characters, or the at least low tier characters, or not widely considered good characters, such as Brian, the Bears, Asuka, and Leroy Smith, just to mention a few. So in that said, there are some characters in this game that I feel as though they are strong but are very underrated. They go right under everyone's radar, but I feel as though after this update, most of the characters are in a good place, and most of the things that need changing in this game are more nerfs to the top tiers and overall system changes like high power crush moves, hit engagers, and stuff like that. So with that said, let's take a look at some of my top 3 most underrated characters as of right now in Tekken 8. Okay, at number 1 we have Shaheen, and I think most of us will agree that we have been talking about Shaheen for the longest. How Shaheen has been a sleeper top tier character, wink wink, all this time, and it's beginning to show, right? We had Aslan Ali in recent Pakistan tournament just cooking everyone with Shaheen, but of course I can't use one top player as a metric to determine how good Shaheen really is. Now Shaheen in this game is just basically a good character, right? Shaheen is still playing Tekken 7 with the exception of his back 3+4 power crash, which is a high safe hit engager. Of course we know how annoying those are, but overall he has everything you need on a character apart from maybe like plus frames and counter hit 2s. He does have some new plus frames in running 2 and up forward 1. Up forward 1 is only like +1. Running 2 I believe is +5, but has hella pushback, so you can't really capitalize off of it. But overall he has everything, right? Generic down forward 1, he has a full crouch, mix up pretty scary now. Without full crouch, down forward 2, right? A good hop kick, decent punishment from 10 to all the way to 15. Insane 40 frame punish with the back forward 2, the forward back 2, right? So Shaheen is a damn good character, but he is really underrated, and I don't understand why players like Lohai, who is a Shaheen main by blood, hasn't really been playing him that often, considering how good he is, in my opinion, right? He's been playing more drag, he's been playing more Steve, but for some reason Shaheen hasn't really been on his radar like that. So what do the Shaheen mains in my comment section think? Do you think a character is good? Do you think he needs more? I think you got a good character, man. Like the only thing I would want changed is maybe the high power crush hit engager. But it's not really as good as something like Victor's, because it does have some weird, crashing properties. Sometimes it will completely whiff. The tracking is not that great, right? But it's still a high safe power crash hit engager. He has good lows, right? Sidestep 2 is pretty ridiculous, but it's only 0 though. But overall, dude, Shaheen is his hit as well. His hit is very creative and very fun, right? They're unblockable. The charge, like Street Fighter charge characters, oh my god, it's so good. Boom, guard break guarantees forward back 2, can take away an entire character's grey health. His back 2 as well takes away the entire grey health bar, so he's pretty ridiculous, man, and very underrated. Every time I play Shaheen, he just feels good, right? He just feels good. He's got very good buttons, right? And I feel like that's all you need, a character with good buttons. But like I said, he's still playing Tekken 7. Shaheen doesn't have anything ridiculous to spam or take away half of your health gauge. You can't spam anything with this character. I think of who can I give an example of? Dragonov, for example. You can spam running 2, you can spam forward 4 and down 3-4 with Hwarang, right? But like Shaheen, you can't really spam slide to that extent, He is underrated right now, but when the top tiers get nerfed even more, right? June update is still coming, bro. That's just under a month. When the top tiers get nerfed, Shaheen is one of those characters we're going to be seeing at the top. You heard it here first. This character is insanely good, and that's why he makes my list on the top 3 most underrated characters in Tekken 8. And then we have Claudio Serafino. Man, oh man, I feel as though Claudio was done dirty in this game, and I think it's mostly because of the story mode. They didn't show that much love to Claudio, man, and it's sad. It's sad. But overall, I don't think I've met a single Claudio in ranked. That's just how unpopular this character is right now, and it's insane. Bro, no one is playing Claudio. Claudio mains, where you at though? Let me know that you're alive, bro. Tell me something. but this character still remains the same. And just like Shaheen, I feel as though he is still in the Tekken 7 phase, right? Doesn't really transition to Tekken 8. He does have everything he had in Tekken 7, right? It's still there. With the exception of maybe like back 3-3 being a counter in launcher, the second hit, but overall he's still the same. He still has obnoxious back 1, which is one of the best homing moves in the game. Knocks down, right? Has some insane pushback on block. He's a good setup for the hop kick. He has his obnoxious hop kick. Properties are still the same. Has insane crushing properties. The only thing that got enhanced in this game is his starburst. His starburst is pretty ridiculous, right? Before I go into the starburst, I think his biggest weakness is his lows, right? Claudio doesn't really have that much lows. He has sidestep 4, which is his best low, by the way, which can be used as a mix-up with sidestep with back 2. Sorry, it's back 1, right? It's pretty good. So sidestep 4, sidestep, back 1 as a mix-up at the wall is still pretty ridiculous, right? He has down 3, which is like a poke. He has down back 3, which is reactable, launch punishable on block, and he has down back 4-3, which is low high, launch punishable as well. So we spoke about his hit. So his hit is like infinite starburst, and that's pretty ridiculous, because Claudio in starburst has one of the best mids in the game, if not the best. He has that forward 1+2, which is a natural safe launcher mid, right? He has down back 1+2 now, which is also a safe launcher. Like it's ridiculous. So you can use all of this as a mix-up with his sidestep 4. Like, it's just scary, right? The only issue is that all of this is not enhanced to feel like Tekken 8 Claudio, like Tekken 8 stuff, right? It's good, but like think, other characters have better stuff, but it still works. I don't think people should call Claudio bad because of this, right? Sidestep, down back 1+2 is ridiculous used together with sidestep 4 as a mix-up, bro. Like, it's just scary. He still has his running 2, a new running 1+2 on block, which does insane amounts of chip damage. Like, Claudio is still Claudio. It's just that everyone else in the game, or at least most of the characters in the game, are just so ridiculous. They do ridiculous stuff in heat, so much damage. They have really good tools, insane power crashes. Claudio is missing a good Tekken 8 like power crash, right? So that's a huge weakness for him as well, so I don't see it, man. Claudio is a good character, and he's another character that will shine when the top tiers get nerfed. So when Feng goes down, Dragunov still has to go down, right? Xiaoyu, when these characters go down, people will start checking out the other options. Okay, which other character can I play? And Claudio is right there. He's just waiting for his time, right? Waiting for the chance to seize the opportunity to be at the top again. And that's why I feel as though Claudio is also one of the most underrated characters right now in Tekken 8. And finally, we have Leo. Oh man, I feel as though Leo has fallen off. Leo was quite popular at the beginning of the game. Is it just me, or are there any more Leo players, bro? Like, what happened? I mean, they did receive some nerfs, but like, it wasn't that bad. Leo is still Leo, bro. Like, I don't get why you just stop playing this character because they got nerfed. But I haven't been seeing any Leos at high level either. We last saw Ayo Richie at the I think it's the, what was that, Tekken 8 showcase something back then, before the game even actually launched, right? Since then, I don't think I've seen Leo at high level. Maybe it's just me, but this character is still good, man. This character is still good. Just like Shaheen, they feel like a very well-rounded character that has every tool necessary you need, right? If this is Tekken 7, Leo is top tier, right? But Leo also feels like they're in the phase of being, still playing Tekken 7 and not Tekken 8. Leo hasn't transitioned to Tekken 8. And as usual, with these characters, it will take the top tiers to get nerfed first before they can actually shine, right? Because if the top tiers are nerfed, let's have a ton of bullshit, right? The power crush hit engagers, safe hit engagers, the ridiculous damage and walkers and all that stuff. The chip stuff is nerfed. People are gonna look for the next best thing. What's the next best thing in Tekken? A character that is well-rounded, that has everything. That's like Leo to some extent. That's Shaheen. That's, Claudio with the power mids, right? So the thing that Leo has going for them is mostly the damage. I think Leo has the highest damage wall combo in the game. I might be tripping, but like the spike from down 1+2 into stomp is ridiculous, especially after his forward, after their forward 1+2 grab. I'm sorry guys, if you take this they, them, her thing personal, I'm sorry, I'm just spitballing here. I might call Leo them. I might call them her, I might call them he. Just go with it. I think that's Leo. That's what Leo is meant to be, and that's the idea behind it. So like I said, still playing Tekken 7. The power crush is bad. Their hit is not that great either. It only buffs their hell sweep and it buffs their back 3-1-2, gives them more extensions. You can cancel from, I think from I confuse their stances, but like the standing stance, they can press something to go into the normal stance, or the back or something. I'm sorry guys, my Leo knowledge is bad and I don't really play the character, and the names of the stances just throw me off. But yeah, Leo is strong. I have a friend that plays Leo, and trust me guys, I know this character is strong, and when the top tiers are nerfed, it's GG's. So we're gonna be seeing more Leos, we're gonna be seeing more Shaheens, we're gonna be seeing more Claudios, right? You see what happened to Leroy, right? Everyone jumped on Leroy, but they figured out they're not that cheap. Leroy is good now, but like not super top tier, right? So it will be the same with these characters. There won't be like obnoxious characters anymore, but they'll just be like super strong characters, and this is where these three characters come into play. So this is my last of the top 3 list. Leo also makes it as one of the most underrated characters in Tekken 8 as of right now. So there you have it guys, my top 3 most underrated characters in Tekken 8 as of right now. Now you notice I've only included 3 characters this time. My last list had 5 characters. That's because I feel as though every character right now is pretty strong. They're pretty good, especially after the nerfs to like Arju, Dragonov, right? I think the character's in a good place right now, maybe with the exception of the Bears. I think the Bears not being able to backdash really well is a handicap, because this game is ridiculous. You need some sort of movement, so I think the only exception is the Bears. Just give the Bears movement and I think they're actually decent. Everyone else is in a good place, right? Leroy is decent right now. He might need more, but he's decent. Asuka has been buffed. Brian is looking good right now. So many characters are in a good place, guys. We don't need the obnoxiousness of what we had when the game launched, right? It's good that these characters are not that strong, but they're still decent. Like, they're good, but they're not like OP and super top tier, and that's how everyone else should be in the game. If you just bring down the top tiers and bring down everyone to the level that they're supposed to be. Devojin mains are overreacting. I think the character is still good, right? Reina is popping up right now. She's ridiculous. Probably needs a few nerfs. That forward too. You know, Law has been cooking. Lily has been cooking. You know, it's a good state right now. It's a good state. Just a few mechanic changes that need to happen. You know, save, power crash, hit engagers got to go. You know, they need to change up the throws, the tracking, all that stuff. But slowly, patch after patch, the game will be in a better state, guys. Trust Bandai Namco. So there you have it, guys. What do you think of my list? Let me know in the comment section. And yeah, GG my boys, and take care.